Hello, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle, Adjacent by Night Fractured. You'll notice that this is the other side of the coterie. If you want to see what the other coterie bit is up to, go over there. And I have no idea if I'm pointing in the right direction. Wherever the YouTube happens to be, just go there. And our first episode should be uploaded by now. As a warning.
Ooh, they're boring. Ooh.
As a warning, this is a mature game. Way to undercut that.
Mature game, not mature players.
It explores some dark and troubling themes, and these may include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, and many others. Our players will discuss consent and boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. Our players will always let me know if anything gets uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. If you as a viewer ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. Our streams are going to be available on YouTube, as we already mentioned, after the game, so you can always come back to an episode if you feel ready. Thank you to our wonderful sponsor, Level Up Dice, for giving us this opportunity to share our story with you. And I'm going to dig through my little box here for some Level Up Dice. Let's go with this one. Please support them by purchasing their exquisite dice or spreading the word about them on social media. And this one is going to be the Toreador, for no apparent reason. No reason whatsoever. That's really loud. Sorry, laundry's getting done right now. We're streaming at home. Next, our other sponsor is Dogmite Games. Dogmite Games is the best gaming company you've never heard of. They combine craftsmanship with artistry to create truly unique pieces of functional art for your game, from dice boxes and rolling trays to fully sculpted Valhalla screens for GMs. Each piece is created on site in their workshop in Michigan by their devoted team of craftsmen. And I've got the Ganger one. And I really need to record Brennan saying fangin' and bangin', otherwise it just doesn't have the effect it usually does. So it is time to introduce our vampires, and there's a specific reason why this particular storyteller is not wearing black at the moment. So I think it's this way. If it's not this way, then it's this way. I don't know. Let's pick one. Let's go with Lex first.
I'm first. Hello, I'm Lex. I will be playing Cassandra, the maybe evil Toreador. I don't know. We're going to see how it all shakes out and see where we land on the evil scale.
And Sam.
Hi, everyone. I'm Samantha McClarty, and I am playing Elena Cortez de La Sombra, and, what you're going to do, you're always going to have that moment where you have those choices of whether you go to be the monster or not the monster. And I think we're going to figure out which ones we are going to be.
I vote monster.
I vote monster as well.
I vote for whichever way you guys end up going. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm the storyteller. I am Steve. So when last we saw this half of the intrepid coterie, they were getting into a cab and driving away from the other part of the coterie after, I want to say saying goodbye, but there were some that weren't said goodbye to accidentally on purpose. And so we're going to pick up that particular scene pretty much right after the last season of Adjacent by Night. Whoops. It was Vancouver by Night like 2 seasons ago. Adjacent by Night, the last season ended. This is right after that season ended. So you're in the cab. It's a kind of what you would think is a stereotypical like yellow cab with like the checkers on the side, says taxi. You got in, not sure where your Uber was, but you know, somebody pulled up, said, "Hey, you guys want a cab? I was sent here to pick you guys up. Hop in."
So You do know where we're going,
Yeah.
correct?
You said the airport, right?
Yeah, wherever they keep the private jets.
So
Right.
you're not going to see Cervantes?
Oh, that'd be way more convenient. Do you know where that is?
No.
Then the jets, I guess.
Why
Alright.
would you even ask that question if you're not going to take us there? Like, if you don't know where that's at, why not to just say, okay, the jets?
And when you're looking towards him, it's a strange effect. You can't actually tell that you can't get any kind of feeling from this particular person. You can't. It's like you can see them, you know they're there, but you can't get any detail off of the side of their face. But when you look in the mirror and you can see his eyes, that you can see perfectly clear. Yeah, well, I just figured you ladies were headed to see Cervantes. That is the end goal, after all, I'm guessing.
Yeah, do you know Cervantes?
No, not at all.
Okay, so I'm a little bit confused right now because you're asking about whether or not we are wanting to go to Cervantes, but you don't know Cervantes.
No.
So how did you even know to ask that question?
Well, I like to keep tabs on things. There was that business a little while back here with the sarcophagus and the Camarilla and the Sabat. Couple of anarchs kicking around. Beckett showed up, that sort of thing.
She's gonna lean over to Cassandra and just kind of whisper, do we know what he's talking about? Exactly?
No. I mean, we kind of know who Beckett is, but the rest of it I don't follow.
I didn't think that we were aware of a sarcophagus, or I don't really know what he's talking about. I thought that maybe you remembered something that I didn't.
No way. Hey, cab driver guy, you're being weird. Where are we going?
You wanted to go to the airport.
Well, technically we want to go to Cervantes, and we assumed the airport was the fastest way to get there, but you're spooky. Do you know a faster way to get to him?
Not really.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so how do you know, how do you even know of him? Exactly.
That's
And
an
us,
interesting story.
for that matter.
You see, I suppose in a roundabout way, he thinks he works for me.
With what?
Huh?
Okay, what?
What?
I don't think Cervantes drives a cab.
I
No,
don't think that
he really
he would think he would
doesn't.
work for somebody like you either.
Well, that's just it. He thinks he works for me. I didn't say he actually does work for me.
So he does not know that you're a cab driver.
No, he has no idea that I'm a cab driver.
So you are fooling him then?
I wouldn't necessarily say fooling per se,
Okay, alright, how about...
as
who
I'm
are you?
That's a good question.
more just not revealing myself to anyone.
Okay. So how about you reveal yourself to us so that we may know who exactly we are talking to right now, and then we can maybe have some of this confusion cleared up a bit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that just yet. Eventually, I assure you, by the end of this particular cab ride and conversation, I will reveal myself. But just
You're
not
not-
right now.
An antediluvian or an antediluvian
no.
junior, are you?
Do you
Not at
have
all.
rings for us?
And, He looks down at you can see his hand, but they're kind of blurry from what you can see, and he takes his one hand off the wheel like, no, I don't know. Are you collecting rings? Like, are you proposing marriage? Because that's just weird.
No.
Understandable.
No, we just keep meeting these really weird people who, like, try to have conversations with us, but don't actually tell us anything during those conversations, and you're sort of doing that, and it's kind of triggering nowadays.
Yeah, sorry about that. Kindred types can be vague.
Okay, so how do you know us? Okay, you said that Cervantes apparently thinks he's working for you, but he is not, which I have more questions about that. But how do you know us? Like, how did you know to be here or there to pick us up?
I kind of get feelings every once in a while.
Oh, I heard about this once before, and Harley had told me about comic books, the character, the tingly sensation.
The Spidey sense.
That's it. That's right.
Well,
The Spidey sense.
not really.
Oh.
See, the spider sense, that's more of a danger sense. It's more of I should go to a place and be concerned about my safety. This is something different.
Okay.
That's also not an answer.
No, not at all. All right, so
It's kind of I won't say premonition necessarily, just sort of a feeling that I should be in a place at a certain time.
okay, so still not really answers at all, but we're going to move past that for now. How about you tell us, who does Cervantes think he's working for?
Well,
If it's not you.
Cervantes is the Sabat. Kind of. I'd say he's mostly in charge of the North America area.
Okay. Right, we've established this sort of in a way.
How much do you each know about the Sabat? If you can indulge me for a little while, how much do you know?
Religious zealots.
True.
Very sort of boogeyman-esque. Don't want to. The
Again,
creature
true.
hiding in the darkness. The bump in the night sort.
It's a little less true, but yes, you're on the right track.
Brutal, but in more of a in-your-face sort of way, whereas the Camarilla is a more so quiet in the and hush-hush behind the corners and closed doors.
More of a direct assault type situation, whereas the Camarilla are, as you say, kind of like a do what we say or we're going to go after your family.
Right.
Kind of a messy business either way you look at it, honestly.
The Sabat are very, praise Cain.
Yep.
That thing.
Diablerie is okay for them, so they eat their own, which is okay, no judgment at all.
Do what you gotta.
Yeah, it's generally not a good thing. But
Firm disagree, but we can move past it.
She's learning very quickly.
I can see that.
They definitely very much so hate the Camarilla, and probably the Anarchs too, although that one is kind of up in the air.
Pretty much, I would argue that every sect, Camarilla, Sabat, Anarchs, they all kind of hate the others and think their way is the best way of going about things. Let's be honest, it's kind of an ego trip.
Not really fond of the Masquerade.
Again, fair.
Very much so the do what I say or die. sort.
Whereas the
Did I
camera
already
is,
say that before? I think I already
Yeah.
mentioned that.
yeah, where the
My
camera
apologies.
is more do what we say or we'll kill your mortal family.
Kimberly is more like do what we say or we'll make you do what we say. But this pop quiz has been adorable. Why don't you tell us what you know about the Sabbat, since, you know, you're able to judge our answers.
Right.
Well, you've been around since about the 1500s.
Okay.
Started out of the Anarch Revolt. Had something to do with, what was the name? Vikos, I think. So hard to keep you all straight. Vikos showed up at the Convention of Thorns and didn't much like the way the things were going with the Camarilla, so they threw their penis at Hardestead. Something along those lines. Zemissi and Lasombra kind of broke off, did their own thing. The Valdery was created, which is a whole other problem. And then, yeah, pretty much a bunch of fighting here and there. They took over Mexico at one point. That was kind of impressive to see. Yeah, that's and then they left for the Beckoning. Good time.
And here we are.
And here we are. You're being pursued by Cervantes. They've already sent at least one pack in your direction. Probably another one's coming soon, give or take.
We're not opposed to that, so long as they're not trying to, you know.
Which is why I picked you up.
Oh, so that is the plan. They're going to try to kill us then.
Well, no.
Take us, probably. Or you, anyway, she says, pointing at Elena.
Let's just say that you're probably going to want to give that Uber driver a very large tip for their family.
Oops.
Tough luck.
Yeah. They've been
Okay, so
keeping an eye on things. I just happen to keep a better eye on things.
So we have a pack that is after us right now. That is planning to, I'm guessing, diablerize, dismember, something along those lines.
No, not exactly.
Okay, then what exactly?
Let's just say that their instructions are more along the lines of bringing you to him.
Both of us.
Sure, that sounds right.
Yeah. I
Don't
mean, if they've
worry,
been keeping
Cassandra,
such a close... If they've
I
been
wouldn't
keeping
go
such a close
anywhere.
eye on us, why haven't they found, like, the notes we've been leaving and stuff?
Oh, they have.
Well, then why are they still being dicks? They could have just, like, FaceTimed us.
Yeah. What's the term I'm looking for? What do they call themselves again? Oh, right. Lasombra. FaceTime doesn't quite work.
Well,
I'm
we
sure
weren't
there are other
exactly
plans.
meaning the Lasombra doing the FaceTime. She was, yes, like she said, she was meaning specifically like one of the other clans.
Duh.
Cervantes kind of wants to deal with you directly. You are his star pupil, after all.
So okay, so he's wanting to deal more so like in a good way, or no, probably not in a good way. It's more probably going to be more along the lines of he's not really happy about the car explosion. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't imagine anybody would be really happy about that. Ooh, wow.
Well, to be fair, that wasn't either of us.
Yeah.
Who did that?
To be fair, it was done on your behalf.
You cannot say no. No. Just because somebody decides to take it upon themselves to do something does not mean that they were doing it on our... I did not sanction this. I didn't tell them to do that thing. I didn't tell him to blow up the car or anything like that. We were going to the airport then to leave. Like, that was the plan then. I wasn't even in the car. She wasn't in the car. Just because somebody decides that they're going to do it doesn't mean that I wanted that or that she wanted that to happen.
Well, let me ask you this, Elena. Do you think Cervantes would look at it that way?
Then perhaps Cervantes should get new perspectives.
I'm thinking that's part of the whole him trying to track you down thing. And it's a very La Sombra trait, let's be honest. Kind of the keeping you under his thumb, bringing you around to his way of thinking eventually. Possibly, maybe the plan might be to kill off all your friends so you have nobody else to turn to.
That's really not a good idea to do, because that's not really going to make me come around to his way of thinking.
Yes and no.
I spent a very long time all by myself before.
Yes, but you didn't really have love before.
No, but should he do something stupid enough like to kill off people that I care about, the only thing that's going to happen with that is he's going to have to deal with the fact that I would now have a vendetta. And I am much stronger now than I was before.
Back in Barcelona.
Right. Back in Barcelona, after Barcelona, before I met all of them. I'm much stronger now than I was before. So, deciding to take away the people that I care about because he thinks it's going to somehow make me magically come around to his way of thinking. Does he not understand how people are, like families are? Like when you kill a family member, like if a family member is taken away from, so like if that happens, has he never read about the Punisher?
He probably hasn't. I don't know that Cervantes is big on comic books.
You should probably look into it, because it's really boring when you can't do anything when it requires technology while everybody else around you is doing that, so you're stuck with... I mean, there's only so many times when a person can read the poison tree.
There's an interesting way of looking at it that I've seen the Sabbat do many times before. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It involves the complete and utter tearing down of someone to the point that it pushes them. Are you familiar with the term wassail?
Unfortunately,
That one we've heard.
Yes.
Like a bunch.
A lot.
The Sabbat sometimes push someone to the point of wassail and then build them back up in a different image. Sometimes these are referred to as paths. Technically, if we wanted to put a stamp on it, you both would currently be on the path of humanity.
I mean, I kind of want to disagree with you on that. According to Charlie, we are going way away from the path of humanity.
I
Path
mean,
of fire and death. That's one, right?
technically, Charlie is not incorrect. You are moving away from humanity. And that might be something that Cervantes wants. There's only so often that someone can watch their loved ones being torn asunder before it starts to affect them mentally.
Well, so like, what are these paths like about? Like,
There's a bunch of different ones. It's kind of moral philosophies, as you say.
hard.
There's one that I think Cervantes may even be on this one. It's called the Path of Cain, where they revere Cain as revere him as like someone to aspire to being. Personally, I don't get it myself. It's kind of weird.
Isn't that what all of them wanted to do?
Not really. There's Path of Cathari, which is interesting. Let's not get into the minutiae of certain things.
Is there a path of I don't give a shit?
Technically, no. That'd probably be Wassail.
Path of cool as fuck.
No.
Lame.
Path of let me do what I want to do?
Yeah.
Some would argue that most of the paths are kind of like that, but they're really not when you put them into practice. My point being, you are both headed into dangerous waters, which is kind of ironic because you're now no longer on a boat, but I just want to help in any way that I can. Like I said, the feeling, I showed up here, may have accidentally gotten an Uber driver killed.
It's not on us. That is totally on you.
Yeah. You should tip him.
Is it though?
Literally, yeah. Or maybe it's on Cervantes, but it's not our fault. Maybe it's on whoever owns Uber. Who's that, Musk? Charlotte? It's on them.
And that would be the sliding humanity thing that Charlie's concerned about, I suppose.
No, that's just every day.
Look, stuff happens to people, and it sucks, but I'm not gonna feel bad about everything that happens to everyone.
That is Toreador.
Actions have consequences.
Sure.
If you're thinking metaphysically, would that Uber driver have been called to that location and been attacked by Sabat had you not been there and called for an Uber?
But would he gotten attacked by Sabat if we had gotten into the Uber and driven away?
Yes.
Okay, well, would he have not maybe survived? Because, we're pretty good at protecting ourselves.
Yourselves, yes. Innocent Uber drivers? Probably not.
Okay, but isn't that on him for taking the job?
Well, no one signs up to be an Uber driver to get torn into little pieces by Sabat members. At least I don't think so.
Have you asked?
Yeah.
Not really, no. But I don't think it's part of that particular job description.
But, like, anything could have happened. What if he'd picked up, like, a gang member?
Ooh, or a
And then
serial
there'd been
killer.
a shootout. Or a serial killer. Like, stuff happens to people all of the time. Like, bad things happen to people all of the time. And it's not our fault for
Yes.
calling the Uber, and it's not the Uber's fault for sending him, and it's not his fault for accepting the job. Sometimes bad things just happen because the world sucks.
And that is part of the point.
And get it.
It's a dark world, yes, but you exist in that dark world as kindred.
Look, the only person whose fault it is whoever would have ripped his head off. And if that had been one of us, that would have made it our fault. But if it wasn't one of us and it was someone else, that makes it their fault, not ours.
Right.
Or maybe Cervantes' fault for sending them in the first place. But in this case, we were just, I won't go so far as to say innocent bystanders, but we were just bystanders.
Just a point.
There's a lot of work to do, apparently.
Gross, I hate work.
Okay, so where is Cervantes right now?
Cervantes is somewhere outside of Seattle.
Though he's no
That's
longer.
like so far away.
Though he's no longer in Vancouver then anymore.
No, not at all.
Oh, good for Vancouver. Maybe it won't be on fire forever then.
Those
Maybe.
fires are pretty much out at this point.
Oh, good for them.
In fact, Jude's prince. Didn't see
Oh,
that
well,
one
good.
coming.
Good for June.
It's okay, Cassandra. You can send her more dead roses if you want to.
Yeah, I will. Oh, I'm sorry. Are we exasperating you? Do you wish you just let us get in an Uber instead?
Okay, what is the point of this right now? What are we doing?
The point of this is I'm trying to give you a little bit of forewarning.
We assumed that Cervantes was coming after us. We were going to go to the place where he thought we were going in the first place to literally wait for him to come.
The point of this is that in my forewarning of you, there's gonna be a choice.
There's always choices.
This is a big one. It's going to be an amazingly hard decision. Down the one path, you will have freedom.
Sweet.
Down the other path, you'll have your friends.
But not freedom.
No.
Then
So
were
what
they
does
even
happen?
really our friends?
Would we have each other no matter what?
The two of you? Maybe.
So if we decide to choose freedom, what would happen to the friends?
I don't know. That's something that you're going to have to weigh when you make that particular decision. There's always weight on one end of the scale or the other. You go left, you end up enjoying the rest of your sunny days in Barcelona. You go right. Cervantes puts the bite on you, and you end up here in my cab. You go left. You end up being a singer for the rest of your life. You go right. Cab.
By that analogy, the choice has already been made.
I'm not saying that's reversible. But what I'm saying is there's choices. Do you drain one person dry? Do you just take a bit? It's inevitably up to you. I know where you're going and why you're going there. I know what you had to abandon to get in this cab. And I know how hard it was for both of you. Now, the choice, once again, is always up to you. Do you get out of this cab, find some place to sleep for the night? Or do we continue having this interesting conversation?
That depends.
On?
You.
Oh?
Who are you? You seem
Yes.
to be under the impression that you know all the things. You know why we are here, what decisions we made already, what we've left behind, the sacrifices we chose to make to be here, to do what we are going to be doing. So how is it that you know this? Who are you, exactly? Because the last person that had any inkling of what we had intentions to do was an antediluvian junior. And we're really not interested in any more prophesized
The child of Malkav,
paths.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, he is, he definitely leads people places.
Yeah.
So who are you? Why are you different? Why should we take anything that you say into consideration at all?
Well, I'm not going to wear you down with any more vague things. I know that you are now both at your wits' end with regards to those, and I really don't want any frenzying Toreador in the back of my cab. You would know me. Well, I have a couple of different names that you might know me by. The first one, Son of Adam. The first murderer. Cain. Yeah.
So here's the problem with that, though. You see, there's a problem with what you just said, that you are Cain, is,
It's dumb as fuck.
Cassandra. No. Let's rewind a little bit. At some point during our lovely little conversations with Malkov Jr., while he was still pretending to be Malkov, actually, he did the whole Kane thing too. Pretended to be Kane.
Yeah, he probably did.
Right, so you're the real Kane then.
There's a lot of people who kind of try to pretend to be me, but mostly they're just deluded.
Prove it.
How exactly would you propose that I do that?
I don't know.
You're Kane. Come up with something.
Right.
Set a bush on fire with your mind or something. That's what like demons and shit can do, and you're the first vampire, so you know.
The Anne Rice book, the Queen of the Damned, Akasha, she could make blood boil.
But not us. Like right. That guy.
I mean, technically any Tremere worth their salt could make blood boil.
That's true.
That's fair. Okay. I don't know, do something else.
What if we find another vampire and you like rip the unlife right out of them? Like that's gotta be in your power, right?
Well, that's just
I brought
rude.
you into this world, I can take you out of it, that whole...
Give me a taste.
Oh, Elena!
I have already tasted the junior version of an antediluvian, so if this is really Kane, he's going to be way more of a jolt.
Yeah, I don't think that we should do that. Mostly because I don't think you'll like the result.
I did not have any problems with the last results.
Didn't you, though?
I mean...
Yeah, didn't you get possessed, like, a few weeks later?
A little bit, it's fine now.
I mean, that does happen sometimes.
I mean, it happened whether I drink from an antediluvian junior or not, really. You get possessed occasionally or sucked into mind palaces or whatever else it is.
God, right.
Do that. Pull us into some weird mind. Show us something that only you would know.
Yeah.
The very beginning.
Oh, like the crucifixion. I always wanted to see that.
Or
Woodstock. Those are super the same thing.
Killing your brother.
Kind of. Well,
or Lilith.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
If every vampire who claimed to have been at the crucifixion was actually there, it would have been like Woodstock anyway, so.
Okay, so show
So you
Lilith.
weren't there.
No.
And yeah, show Lilith.
I kind of try to avoid most anything God related.
Let's see the Dark Mother.
I mean, right now.
Yeah,
what
why
she's
not?
doing
well, I
right
mean,
now,
maybe pull the cab over first.
Probably a good idea. But yeah, show us the beginning days of, or now. I don't really care. Just show us something.
So what exactly would make you think that me doing this wouldn't be essentially kind of like the child of Melcab doing this?
Accuracy. Less
Plus,
theatrics, maybe?
Like, also, if you can do it, it's at least a step towards us believing you. It at least shows us that you're something big and bad and not just some random asshole in a cab.
I suppose that's fair. And he pulls the cab over. This is going to be a little jarring.
Not the first time we've heard that.
And you are in a field of long grass. And there is a presence that you're feeling, like it's a heavy kind of weight on your soul. It's like you're in the presence of something unbelievable and majestic. And you can see there's two people that are walking, and they look not necessarily Cro-Magnon, but they look like kind of what you would expect someone in the Stone Age to look like. And one of them is preparing an altar. The other one, and you can kind of see them like in amazing, like better than 8K detail. Every like pore on their skin, every bit of dirt that's on their face. And one of them grabs a spear and stabs the other one. And it is just visceral how you feel ashamed. You feel like you're the one who did it. And then you're back in the cab. Yeah.
So was
Okay.
that that was the
Yeah.
totally get it. Kind of thought that you'd beat them in the head with a rock or something, no.
Nope. That's a common misconception.
That's fair. Alright. Kane. Now that we have a name. You say that Cervantes thinks he works for you, but he doesn't?
No. See, all of the Sabat think they're doing what I would want them to do. It's really not.
So what do you want us to do?
I don't want you to do anything. Like I said, it's the sense. I kind of know where to go and how to kind of help people. And you two are both in dire need of help.
Okay, but like, why do you care? Like, who are we to you? Like, I know that we're awesome and hot and wicked cool, but like, what do you care?
You got to love her, right?
You do.
In a manner of speaking, I kind of care about all of my chowder.
But you know we've murdered like a bunch of your childer then. Like,
Did you not see what I did?
yeah,
Were
okay,
you
no, I
not there?
getcha, but like, legit, why us? Like, Malkav is coming to us, and then Nick Tutus are all after some of us, and you're here. Like, who the fuck are we supposed to be? Because, like, I'm not a Power Ranger, as much as everyone seems to think that we're supposed to be.
You all have destinies.
What if we don't want destinies?
That could be part of that particular choice.
So is that the freedom choice or the friend's choice? Which one leads to the not having a destiny thing?
I can't tell you that.
So can I ask a question then? So now my question's going to be, we have the destinies. Destiny is a predetermined fate.
Yes, you have a destiny to get to the choice.
Okay, so if that's
Where
the
you go.
case, then it never really mattered whether I went left and stayed and had fun in Barcelona, or whether she made a different decision and decided and became great singer, because it's predetermined fate, because we have a destiny that we have to reach to get to a decision, and then once the decision is made, how much is predetermined after that?
You do now that you're connected to the blood. But there were other options.
Okay, so if our destiny is to get to this choice, it doesn't really seem to matter what choice we actually make. So again, why do you and everyone else care? If the destiny is just picking left or right, why is everyone showing up telling us what's down left and what's down right? Apparently it doesn't matter.
It does.
Okay, so what do you want us to pick?
Yeah.
I don't like
I can't make
constantly having that put in front of us, and nobody just telling us, well, what is it that you want us to pick at this point, because it's exhausting trying to keep up with everything.
He stops the cab. I think you should both get out and come with me. I want to show you something.
You're not going to murder us, are you? Too soon?
No, I've done quite enough of that.
If he does, you can eat him.
So, come on. And he, opens the door.
I guess we follow him.
In the
Just
back
steal
of-
his cab and leave.
Just take over the
back
cab.
of Elena's head, she's just like, if this is actually Kane, I mean, he could kill me anyway, so why not have some fun with it here?
All right, well, I be respectful and nice.
So you both follow.
Yeah.
He leads you into an alley.
Oh, good. This ends well.
Any last words, Cassandra?
I'm too young to die.
You are extremely
Relatively.
young. I want to illustrate a point. There's a reason why I picked this particular alleyway. Take a look down the alleyway. Cassandra, I believe you have an ability to heighten senses, perhaps?
Oh, yeah, you want me to see the weird stuff?
Only if you want to. Again, choices.
Yeah, that feels like a choice laid out before me. And I'm going to activate, see the weird stuff. Sense the unseen, that's what it's actually called.
See the weird stuff. That's what it's called now. For everybody playing the home game.
Look for that supplement on the Storyteller's Vaults.
That'll be a wits and aspects roll.
Kane fucking hates us.
I know, right? I tried.
Oh, that's not stellar, too.
You blink a few times, and it's probably because you have to go like this with the kind of bright aura of Cain that's beside you to see down the alleyway. But you see it's kind of like you can almost see threads that are weaving towards each other. And they seem to be converging at the end of the alleyway.
What do you see?
I don't know. There's like a bunch of pathways or like threads or something that all come together down there. I think it's important.
And
of course it is.
down at the end of the alley, there's a door that opens. And there's a kind of thin blonde woman that comes out. She's got kind of shoulder length straight hair. And she seems to be extremely exacerbated. She's wearing like a mini skirt, kind of a top that's really small, but she's got a jacket over top of it. She's like, I'm not doing it anymore. And somebody comes out after her. He's like, but you gotta go on. And she's like, no, I'm not. Fuck this. Like, I'm not getting anywhere with this. I'm not doing anything important. I'm probably destined for better shit than this. And as you both kind of pause, consider this, something falls down on the guy. And it's behind a dumpster, so you can't quite make out what's going on, but there's a blood splatter that splashes on the wall. And she is freaking out. She's like, oh my God, Rex, what the, she's like holding her hands up. And then you can see like a hand go on the dumpster, and you can see red eyes coming out, and you can see the fangs and the gore dripping down from this particular person's mouth. And it looks like they're about to jump on the singer.
I can't see this though, can I?
You can see Cassandra can see that the threads seem to be moving towards that person. But you can see the action happening. But you can't see the threads.
And the fangy person with the gore is Kindred, not something.
It appears to be, yeah.
I'm just making
All right,
sure.
we can handle that.
We can handle this. I was just making sure before I just intervened.
If it's a werewolf, we're like, nah, bitch,
Nah.
you're on your own.
But as soon as I see that, I'm going to Arms of the Airmen and send them.
All right, give me a rouse check and a roll.
Question.
Answer.
Who's closer to us? Is it the singer or gory guy?
The singer, technically.
Okay. The singer is towards. Is she facing or back towards?
She is back towards you, and she is backing up away from that particular thing.
Okay. Arms of the Airmen are gonna go essentially to her and yank. Essentially, I'm gonna yank her ass out.
Reverse eat.
Reverse eat.
Unless you forget on the backswing, and then it's like, whoa, behind you.
I'm not that Peter Parker.
Aren't you, though?
I can manage.
Let's see how the roll goes.
Peter Parker has humanity. That's all I'm saying.
And that's why he felt bad afterward.
Bam!
I'm so bad. I get hungrier.
That joke landed like Gwen Stacy.
Oh, I didn't get to feed from the last time, did I?
You did not.
God, that was so
Okay.
What you had?
3.
Okay.
Well, I guess we know what fate's about to befall Mr.
Elena,
Fangs over there.
you hear Angelica.
No. We don't use that name anymore. I already told you this. Stop it.
He doesn't use that name. I do. I'm not under your control, Angelica.
All right. Keep talking if you want to. I'm just not going to listen to you then until you
Just
can actually address me in a manner I will.
Eat her.
No, not to my taste.
Then eat it. The thing
Probably.
that's coming at her.
Probably.
Okay, good talk.
Our beasts are so chill lately. I'm sure it's a good sign.
I know, right? We're all good here, yeah.
When your beast agrees with you, it's like, maybe. Okay. And for Cassandra, you see the tentacles kind of go towards this particular person. And this seems incredibly familiar. It's almost like you kind of played out this scene in your head a few times. And the woman goes back, and the thing with the glowing eyes that's snarling is like, no, she's mine.
I'm going to make sure she's back and behind us, maybe even towards Kane a bit, because he seems like a chill guy.
Kane is just standing there.
And then I am going to use I'm gonna use Tenebrous Avatar.
Ooh.
And go into a full shadow. And
that
my
is a
intention...
rouse check, if I remember correctly.
It is. And then I'm going to try to engulf him.
Okay.
And do the feed. The sucks.
Yeah. He's here for a little of the sucky.
Away from Charlie for like an hour.
I'm good.
And Cass isn't going to stop you.
As I'm turning into the shadow, I'm just going to be like, to Cassandra, just, be ready to woo him, in case.
You got it.
Yeah, I'm going to...
You're going to attack him?
Attack. I'm going to turn into a shadow and engulf him.
You turn into a shadow, and there's a hand that goes across your chest. Don't eat him.
Not even a little bit?
You can top up, but don't Diablos.
Fine. And
And
yeah,
you're going to attack him? Yeah. I believe that's a strength and brawl.
Yeah, I think so. Adding potent to that?
Not yet.
Okay.
You would add
Not yet?
potence
Okay.
after to the successes.
I'm trying to find the rules. It's been so long since I have looked at all.
Yeah. We've been playing some cult lately, everybody. He's going to try to dodge.
Yeah, it's just whatever the grapply feedy thing is. It doesn't say anything in here.
Yeah,
so.
let's just do a strength and brawl.
Okay, gotcha.
I believe you have specialty kindred, if I recall
do.
correctly.
Yup.
This would seem to apply.
And a whole lot of strength, too. And brawl.
And brawl.
Alright. Ooh. Eight critical. Oh
Yeah,
wait,
you-
I okay. I was gonna say I get extra dice. I see my little note here because of my blood potency. Do I need to add it or not?
Not for this roll, because this is basically just a straight grapple, but you would get
Alright.
extra blood potency to, like, when you activate a power, like Arms of Airmen. So, you basically jump on, and you start draining.
Mm-hmm.
And drinking. Are you going to go the whole way, or are you going to listen to Kane?
I'll just take 2.
And what do you do from there? Do you continue latching onto them, which I believe causes a bit of damage?
Yes. I'm going to, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to see. It does not say one way or the other than like I want to say it does. It can have this. It gives them a penalty.
Yeah, it would give them a penalty.
Yeah. So it definitely gives them a penalty. He said, wait. He said, don't diablerize them, right?
Yes.
He didn't say I couldn't kill them.
He did not.
I'm gonna kill him. Not gonna diablerize him, though.
Gotta be specific with us, Kane. Damn.
Yeah, you basically definitely have to be specific, especially with these murder hobos.
We love the killings.
So basically, that particular kindred just kind of falls over, not alive anymore, not unalive anymore, at your feet.
Alright, I feel better now. You can have the next one, Cassandra. I was really hungry, though.
No worries, I getcha. I know how to share.
Woman behind you
Oh yeah.
is freaked the fuck out. She just that was my manager. He was trying to get me to go back on stage.
It's okay, honey.
I don't. What happened?
There was a person that came out of the dark, and he attacked your manager and did a lot of stabbies. And was coming after you, but lucky for you, we were here, and we are very well trained in, self-defense and martial arts stuff like that. Like we're really, really capable women, and we were lucky. We were here to make sure that he did not hurt you.
And she's completely and utterly freaking out. And Kane just looks at her and tilts her chin up, and he goes, "Just go back inside. Everything's fine." And then she just turns around, completely straight-faced, and leaves. Choices.
Right. Okay.
Uh-huh. I mean, we understood the concept.
Uh-huh.
That could have been the next Cassandra.
And we don't need 2 of those. She's very extraordinary, and we don't want to duplicate that. You can't. No.
Precisely.
Wait, what?
Oh, this is my Power Rangers thing about why we're special.
Oh.
Kind of. See, Gehenna is cyclical. You go off, fight Cervantes. Some of you may end up dead. That may have been the next Cassandra. Things move in a cycle. Everything old is new again. Bell bottoms come back.
Okay, but like, I want to go back to your choices thing here. Because, yeah, okay, we jumped in, we saved the damsel in distress. Hooray, we're heroes. Everyone throws us a big parade. But what happens when she turns around and goes home and beats her kid? What happens when she turns around and sells her best friend meth in a couple of years? We don't know who she is. We don't know what she's gonna do. Right now, we've saved an innocent woman. A year from now, maybe we saved a horrible murderer. Are we responsible for the people she now kills in turn?
In theory, yes.
Well,
If
then
that's the
fuck
case,
your
then
choices.
I can go and handle that as you.
But that's what I mean, is we can't know, and therefore we can't be the ones that blame for a choice that someone else made. We're not to blame because Mr. Fangy Boy over there decided to attack tonight, just like we wouldn't have been to blame if we hadn't saved her because he attacked her, just like we wouldn't be to blame if she goes and sells someone meth. Only she can be to blame for that, just like only Fang Boy can be to blame for her not surviving tonight if we hadn't done something.
And that is part of my point.
But your point a minute ago was that it was our fault that the Uber driver got murderified.
Yes
Pick a
and no.
point.
Yes and no. That is part of my point. Part of my point is the choice is coming. If you make the wrong one, or if you make the right one, you are likely going to be responsible for a lot of deaths.
Well, isn't the person giving us the choice the one who's responsible for those deaths? Or how about the people committing the murders? Aren't they responsible for it? Oh, are you saying we're gonna commit all the murders?
Alright, can we not take, you said that there's two choices, choice A, choice B, right, left, whatever. Can we not just, like, have a third option and opt out of all of it?
Yeah, decline terms and services.
I mean,
No one dies. Everything's fine.
you can try, but you are aware of what they say the road of hell is paved with, right?
Parties?
Good intentions.
Oh. Well, these aren't good
the
intentions,
one.
they're selfish intentions.
Pretty
Are
much.
they?
Well, mine
Mostly.
sure are. I have spent my whole life avoiding being told what to do. I don't like being told what to do. So if someone's gonna sit me down and be like, hey, you have to make this call, I'm gonna be like, hey buddy, bite me.
Okay, so why don't you just handle it then?
Yeah.
You have the ability to take Cervantes off the board.
I
Tell
don't
them to do it.
really get involved.
Except for right now getting involved like this, which you're doing.
Or take us
like
off
you're
the board for that matter, considering it's our decision that will essentially
Yeah.
lead to all of
Seems
the
like a
things
real
good and bad.
convenient picking and choosing.
What I can do is help. Minor.
Who?
Both of you.
Do you feel helped, Alina?
I feel really confused and exhausted and
And he
annoyed.
pulls his jacket sleeve up, and then he pulls the kind of shirt that's underneath it up, and he is like, Elena,
Oh, now you want to? And that's fuck it. I'm not going to turn it down. I'm going to buy the
Cassandra.
This is a good decision. Oh, fuck it. And I'm gonna do it too.
This is one of those.
We're on the path to hell. Might as well partake in Cain, right?
Somewhere Charlie is having a goddamn aneurysm right now.
Just out of
Having a
nowhere.
total
Just,
meltdown. He doesn't know why, but suddenly he feels so anxious and uncomfortable and so upset and disappointed.
Bad things are
all
happening.
at the same time. So I'm going to rule of cool this one. Just before we head into a break, I believe it's about that time. You both immediately drop down one generation.
Hell yeah!
Yes! Fuck yeah.
Oh.
And
Really picked the right choice.
what is your blood potencies for both of you?
I'm at a 2.
You're now at a 3 for both of you.
Yes!
So he eventually just stops you from drinking any further.
That is what I'm talking about. That is a jolt.
Wow.
You've got. He kind of takes his thumbs to each of your faces and he kind of brushes away the blood that's on the corner of your lips. Like, I'm here to help.
Okay.
That's pretty much the most I can do. I kind of refuse to get any further into it. When I get involved, things happen. Second generations died. Plagues of locusts and frogs. You know, the usual.
The huge, yeah.
Right, totally know what you're talking about. Got it.
So, I've given you a lot to think about. And I've helped out as much as I can. As much as I'm willing to. I could probably help more, but not yet. So we should get you to a place to sleep for the evening or the day, I suppose.
Probably a good idea.
It's getting to be about that time. So, back in the cab, I suppose.
Sure.
And you are
Don't want
both
to get any more Uber drivers killed.
like your limbs. It's kind of like that tingling sensation, like after you've had a lot to drink, that you're not falling over inebriated. You get that kind of tingling in your fingers, like you're jazzed.
We feel great.
You feel
Yeah.
great. So you both get in the cab and he drives you to kind of a hotel in Los Angeles that for some reason doesn't seem to have been there when you're driving up to it, but then it just appears.
Huh.
Tell them, well, this is your stop, but tell them you're guests of C.
See?
C.
Okay.
Okay, we can do that.
It's been a pleasure.
You too.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you. You suck way less than Malcab Jr.
You're a much better depiction than what, I guess you're not a depiction, but you're much better than the depiction that, Malcava Jr. gave me. For sure.
They like to indulge in
Very theatrical.
flights of fancy.
Lots of gold.
Yeah. Ladies, it's been an evening.
Good night, I suppose. Morning. Good morning. That's it. Good morning.
Oh, I'm not going to be sleeping.
I don't suppose you have to.
You both probably should.
Are we gonna see you again, do you think?
Probably.
Cool.
For after the choice.
Most likely after.
Oh, still cool.
I'm going to open the door, get out of the cab, and if Cassandra follows, when she gets out,
Yep.
I'm just gonna lean over to her and just say, most likely after, because if we make the wrong decision, that's when he's really going to intervene, and that's when we're probably off the board.
I mean, fair enough.
All right.
So you go into the front desk. It's
We wave goodbye to Kane.
as soon as the cab gets to a certain point on the parking lot, it just kind of disappears.
Weird.
But not the weirdest thing that's ever happened to us, oddly enough.
Not even all that close.
Come on.
Okay.
Suppose we should get some rest before we have to deal with all of these bots that are coming after us.
Right? So when we're supposed to say we're friends with C, do you think that means Kane? Or Cassandra? Or Cortez? Or Cervantes? Or Connor? Or... And Cassandra continues to just list them off as they're walking
Charlotte
or Charlie or Corey.
And Elena's just nodding the whole way as I'm just like looped in her arm, just walking with her. And she's yes,
kind of blood
that's
drunk
right.
at this point. So you go in. It's one of the kind of like 1920s Art Deco looking front hallways. You say, we're friends of C, and they hand you like a swipe card. And they're like, yes, just the elevator, and that's all. Just swipe it in the elevator. That's all you would need to do.
Okay.
Okay.
So you go into the elevator, you swipe,
Yep.
and it takes you up to the penthouse. And when the door is open, it is basically the entire floor is just one large cavernous room.
Charlotte picked the wrong fucking team.
She went to Team Jesus, remember? I think that we got the better end of the deal. Team Kane all the way.
Team Kane all the way. Thanks, Kane.
No problem. So you both lay down for the day's sleep. And it's at that point, we're going to take a bit of a break. So come on back in about 5 minutes, everybody, and see what happens next.
Good things.
Welcome back, everyone. And we are joining the ladies as they enter into day sleep. So, normally in the world of darkness with vampires, they go to sleep during the day and they're dead. There's nothing else. There's no feeling, no sensation. There's no, you can shake them and technically wake them up. They are dead to the world. You go to sleep one night, you wake up the next, and there is, for the vampire, a feeling of disconnection between the two. It's unsettling at first, but eventually you get used to it. There's no higher brain activity. There's no dreaming. You're dead to the world, as they say. This night is completely different. It might be that the child of Malkav has been fucking around in your brains. It might be that you just drank from the first vampire. But this night, you dream. Cassandra, you have a dream of the alleyway that you were just in. You're walking down it. It's kind of the alleyway that you're thinking of, but it may be a bit different. It seems darker. The neon light that was along the alleyway showing the place where the singer was supposed to go into seems a bit dimmer, seems a bit more fluttery. There's kind of a weight around you. You feel like there may be something there with you. But it's not ahead of you. It seems to be behind you. And you're walking down the alley, and your high heels are making a noise. And it echoes off the walls and back to you, and there's puddles with water dripping into it nearby. It seems like it may have rained recently, and there's that feeling of something behind you. Something unnatural. And you take a breath, which is weird. You're a vampire. You don't breathe anymore. But you can feel the cold air in your lungs. And you look at your hands, you can feel goosebumps. It's cold. You're alive. And that feeling is the hair on the back of your neck is standing up. Something's coming after you. And it starts to increase in tension. A little bit more, a little bit more. What do you do?
I'm gonna try to take a look behind me.
You spin, you look behind you. There's nothing. It's just the alleyway. You can't hear anything. You can't see anything. It smells like a back alley. But you swear there's something there.
I'm gonna try to make it towards this club, I guess, the one that even seemed a little dimmer.
You start moving towards the club, and when you turn to go to the club, you're getting that feeling again. Something's behind you, goosebumps on your arms, hair on the back of your neck, standing up. It's right there. It has to be.
Head down. Not running, but definitely that...
Quickening pace?
Yeah, that speed walking that's not quite a run yet.
And you quicken your pace, but the club doesn't seem to be getting any closer. There's a sound. You turn, there's nothing. You look up the walls and you swear that there was maybe a shadow that was there, but it is gone. You can hear the quickening pace of your feet on the concrete and your heels making that echo reverberation sound throughout the alleyway, and it's getting louder and louder. And your heart is pumping faster in your chest. You're alive. You know you're alive. Seems like all this vampire stuff has been a dream. What do you do?
Well, with the club not getting any closer, Cassandra's definitely gonna kind of like whirl on her heels, almost like she's going to look behind her, but just sort of taking a full 360 and not quite yell out, but definitely raised voice. What? What do you want?
There is no response. But you know something's there. There are a couple of doors on the alley. Maybe they're open. Who knows?
Give them a go. I mean, if the club's not any closer, something's got to offer sanctuary.
You try to pull at one of the door. It kind of rattles in your hand. You pull at it. It seems to be locked. You try another one on the other side of the alleyway. Same thing. It's almost as if whoever's on the other sides of these doors knows that something's out there and they don't want it in there any more than you want it following.
So she's definitely getting a lot more frantic by this point. It's no longer pulling on the door. It's now like full yanks on the door, banging on a couple of them.
Same sort of things happen. The next couple of doors you try, you're pulling, you need to get inside. This is something dangerous that you can feel. It's coming up by you. There's the odd peripheral movement out of the side of your vision. You turn, there's nothing there.
And with none of these doors opening, she's definitely getting beyond scared. It's almost like it's all starting to press in, so there's a lot more of the like, what? Just leave me alone.
And you can feel almost as if it's breath on the back of your neck. But it's not breath. There's someone there. You know it.
All I can do is whirl and try to spot them again.
It's Charlie. And he bites into you, and you wake up. But you don't wake up in the same room that you were with Elena. And we're going to get back to that in just a few seconds. Elena, speaking of which... Same sort of thing. You haven't dreamed in decades. It's been a long time. You have no idea why you feel alive. You look up, you're in the sun. You look down at yourself, you are in a dress. You look around, you can see the architecture. It's extremely familiar. This is Barcelona. This is before you were embraced. Your family lives just down there. You should go and see them. And the sun is warm. You feel like it should be burning you. Like you should be on fire. You should be burning. You should be dying. This is right. This is not right. You don't know why.
I'm just going to slowly kind of start walking. I guess a street. As I'm on a street, I'm gonna start walking down the street. If it feels like it's the same, like it is what it, then
It is, yeah.
Then I think I would be looking around, specifically like trying to checking the validity of what's going on, as well as also trying to trace back and kind of track all the events that happened that led to the embrace, and seeing, like, trying to see if I can pick out anyone that I recall during that whole event, essentially.
You see an odd friend here or there. They say hello as you pass by. It seems like events are kind of transpiring the way they did back before you were embraced. You can see that they're preparing for a festival. There's bright colors. You can smell, there's like, it's marigolds. There's like colorful candies that are out.
I'm gonna guess that there's probably also drinks.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to take a drink, and I'm gonna drink to see, like, can I taste this?
Oh yeah. You haven't tasted this in a long time, but your tongue feels like it's weird that you're it's like a muscle memory that you're tasting something that isn't blood.
And I will grab one of the candies, and
it tastes amazing. You have saliva in your mouth for the first time in decades, a long time. The taste kind of rolls across your taste buds. It is the most kind of amazing thing you've tasted in a long, long time.
If having that happen and knowing what could be coming, like if I'm actually thinking that I'm gonna pinch myself. Is this real?
You pinch yourself and fuck, it hurts. Why would you do that? That's weird.
Okay, knowing what could be coming, I'm going to go to essentially cafe sort of place, like that's right there, probably where I'm getting a drink or whatever, and I'm going to sit and I'm going to get more drinks. It's like, fuck, if I know that I'm about to lose this shit or could lose this shit, I'm gonna take advantage of it for the moment.
Elena's gonna get sloshed in her dream.
And I'm going to essentially like drink and eat the candies and take advantage of the moment of being able to experience it all again, order food. And while taking in that, I'm also going to be watching, because I remember Kindred that were part of that whole ordeal, part of the embrace and everything, and seeing if, because I have the suspicion that, and this felt well as like Cervantes saying that he had picked, like specially chosen, like knew of her, like if that's the case, then surely somebody, like maybe I'll catch someone that has been watching.
This is still during the day, and you're ordering pastries,
okay,
drinking,
gotcha.
You're looking around. Give me a wits and awareness. I honestly wasn't thinking we were going to be rolling during these dreams like this, but fuck it, let's go with it.
All right. 5.
You're distracted. You haven't had a napkin at your face that hasn't had blood all over it in forever, but you're dabbing at the sides of your mouth and there's crumbs. There's like little bits of like sauces that you had ordered for the different pastries that you're eating, the candies, the drinks, and then you look up and you realize like there must have been somebody during the day that was watching you. There must have been somebody there. And you look around, you glance at the people that are around you, and it seems like a day in Barcelona. There's people that are at this cafe with you. They're eating and they're laughing and they're enjoying each other's company. And there's a couple down the street. One is proposing marriage to the other, and there's a bunch of people. There's clapping and there's like they're hugging. But then you look just beyond that and you see someone who seems mildly out of place. They're disinterested in this celebration of happiness and love. They're reading a newspaper, but you can see their face, their eyes over the newspaper, and they're looking right back at you. They are keeping an eye on Angelica.
I'm going to order them a drink.
Okay. The waiter comes up, like, can we get you anything else?
That person over there, what are they having?
Oh, they're not actually, I don't think they've ordered anything.
Send them what I'm having.
Everything?
Might as well. I don't know what they like.
All right. And they scurry off. And then you get a flash. Like you're taken out of this particular scene. And it's night. There's the carnival is happening. There's fireworks. And there's a feeling of dread, but then you're back at the cafe.
I'm gonna look down at my hand. Am I wearing the ring?
You are not wearing the ring yet.
Ooh. That makes it even more suspicious. Because I'm not wearing the ring yet. Okay, I'm going to essentially straighten a bit more, and I'm just going to watch. Continue drinking my drink, and I'm going to watch and wait and see what happens when this person gets what I have ordered for them.
Bunch of stuff that ends up at their table, and they're like, yeah, I didn't order this. What are you doing? No, leave me alone. I don't want any of this food. Take it back. Take it back. And they reluctantly take it back.
While that was happening, and they're distracted, I'm gonna leave.
Give me a Dex and Stealth roll. I'll make you roll for this.
I don't suppose that person's kindred by any chance.
Probably not. Not at this particular point of the day.
Dang it. Oh, that's really good though. 6 critical.
6. Yeah, you think you've gotten away. You know, it's kind of a cafe. It has that kind of metal gate around it on the patio. So you kind of duck down behind that and scurry around the corner. It's really not easily done. Honestly, you've almost forgotten what not wearing boots feels like. Trying to move around in a flowy dress.
Oh, that's right. Angelica was more like Cassandra. Less red, more just vibrant colors, though. It's gonna be hard to hide.
You stick out like a sore thumb.
Lots of pastel, bright blues and purples. I believe during that time, I think I even had it in my story that she was wearing a purple dress.
Yep, you are wearing that purple dress.
Oh, fantastic. But yeah, I'm gonna try to put some distance in like the first like corner, like I guess alley or turn that I can I'm going down it. And
yeah, you make your way down that particular alley. The cobblestones. You've known this particular area of Barcelona like the back of your hand. Even now, decades removed from that area, you know where to hide, what to do, what alley to go down to, what alley would even lead you home.
I'm going to go down the alley and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna kind of duck down if I can, or seem like I'm not. I don't. Samantha doesn't know much about Barcelona right now during that time period like that, as far as what they have in alleyways, whether I'm sure they didn't have like dumpsters, but I don't know. So I'm gonna try to blend a little, try not to be as very seen.
There's kind of certain places where you can go down. There are certain buildings where you would go down a couple of steps to get into the door. So you could duck down one of those.
And I want to watch.
You duck down one of those, you turn your head back, and it's night again. And there are masks. There are people. It's too claustrophobic. There's people pushing into you, and you're getting kind of jostled around, and people are having a great time. It's huge celebration and a party. And you almost feel like you're getting pushed in a certain direction. Like you're trying to make your way in one direction or another, and there's fireworks going off overhead. You just can't seem to concentrate. You're getting moved and jostled in a direction that you don't necessarily want to go to. And it's still early in the night, and you can hear your mother calling, Angelica, but you can't get to her. And then you're back during the day, looking down the alley to see if you were being pursued.
And when that happens, I'm going to essentially come out of hiding, and I'm going to walk back towards kind of the entrance to see if this person... I'm sorry. Shit.
There are dogs in Barcelona. This is well known.
Yeah. So Elena comes out of the alley, looks down the end of the alley, and then a dog starts barking at her, and it completely distracts her. Patrick, we're gonna go. All right. And you get down to the end of the alley. You kind of lean over and look, and that the person that you noticed was observing you. They've stood up. They're looking around. They're trying to get a bead on you.
I am going to stand there and look and kind of wait to see if they actually, yeah, I'm gonna see if they catch. Oh shit, maybe not. I don't. Damn it.
See if they see the purple dress around the corner.
No, I'm gonna go back. And
Back
I'm gonna have a seat right where they are.
Okay.
Right at the table with them.
So you go back. You are in the body of Angelica. You're alive. You're breathing. But you are carrying yourself with the confidence of Elena. Let's just call it big combat boot energy. And you walk right up, you sit down in front of him, and he is completely and utterly shocked. He's like, he doesn't know what to do because he's clearly been made, but he's supposed to keep an eye on you from a distance, so he doesn't know what he's doing. He's like, sorry, I'm waiting for a friend.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah, I
What's their name?
My name is Francois.
Okay, what is your friend's name?
Diego?
Not too long. See, you're bullshitting. Took too long. You're not waiting for anyone. And you see, I managed to get up and leave and make it a really good distance away before you were even able to notice that I was gone.
Then why did you return?
Because I want to know why you're following me, why you're watching me.
I was told to.
By who?
Cervantes.
And where is he right now?
He's asleep.
He's sleeping, right? Mm-hmm. Where?
nearby. I don't know.
You don't know? Where did he tell you to, like, how was he going to find you? How are you going to meet him later? Or where, like, how are you going to get it to him that you knew where I was at?
I just go to a certain place and one of his
When?
after the sun goes down.
Okay, so where did you leave him last? Surely you saw him. That's where he gave you the instructions. Keep an eye on me.
That was last night
Where?
at the same building,
Which building?
the Sagrada Familia.
Good. Let's go. You take me now. Come. I don't have all day.
So he leads you down a number of alleyways, and
I'm grabbing a kitchen knife off or a fork or something off of one of the tables as I'm Angelica ain't got shit, but Elena's mentality will absolutely think to do that.
give me 1 sec. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
You're doing much better than I did.
Angelica was like a lamb to the slaughter, literally, but Elena has more common sense now.
I just have questions for fucking Charlie. This is why you weren't allowed to come with us. Also, because you're a buzzkill, but you know.
That's fair. Poor Charlie.
Poor
Sorry, I had to do a quick double check because I wrote down La Sagrada Familia, but I was like, when did they start building that? Because that would have been awkward.
A long time ago. It has been the
18
longest
yeah.
church under construction.
1882, apparently.
Just like freaking La Sombra.
So it's in its beginning phase of construction because it is, I have to say, as a storyteller, Steve, it is an impressive sight in the 18s when I went there. It is just, it's not quite so far along in construction as it is today, but it is a basilica. There is architecture, and then there's this building. This is absolutely amazing even now. And he takes you to a side room, kind of off the beaten path a little bit. And he knocks on the door, and the little bolt slides open. What do you want? I'm here to see the boss. He's not awake yet. And then it closes.
I'm going to open the door.
You can't. It's locked. You grab it, you pull on it. See, I told you, like, I just show up here and when it has to be at night though.
He said that he is not awake yet. Which means this is where he is sleeping.
And at the mention of sleeping, you flash, and it's night again. Everyone is really close. There's people brushing up against you. There's people are pushing you. You seem to be being pushed towards kind of a wooden raised section, a stage. You're not sure why.
No.
But you, as Elena, know why. This is happening. This is happening all over again. Just like the last time.
No.
And you can't seem to find a way out. There doesn't seem to be a space where you can get out. There's masks that are beside you, fireworks overhead. It's just crushing in on you, and you're being pushed.
Get away from me, everyone. Get away from me. Stop it. Get
No
away
one
from
is
me.
listening. There are people
Stop
laughing.
touching me. Get away from me.
There are people enjoying themselves. There's drinks. There are people, and they're pushing you further and closer to where it is you don't want to be, because you know as Elena what's happening. You know as Elena what's coming and what's next and who's waiting.
Me as Elena is gonna scream fire as loud as I can.
It doesn't seem to work.
Start
happening.
throwing bows.
Are you gonna try to like elbow people?
I'm gonna just start like
Okay.
swinging my arms, trying to get people to leave me alone. Let me go. Just try to put some distance between
Give
me
me-
and that.
a strength and brawl. Man, I'm talking a lot this episode. So I'm gonna be keeping wetting my whistle over here.
Lex is over here getting a crack out of it. Crack it. Are these kindred?
They are not.
Damn it.
Well, not that you know
Self-preservation.
of. Self-preservation will work. Yeah, you're the breath is in your chest. It's catching you. You're almost hyperventilating.
That is going to be an 8 critical.
You throw your elbow up and it smashes somebody in the mask, and you see like kind of there's almost like a blood splatter on the bottom part of their face as you definitely have broken their nose, but they fall away in the crowd and they're replaced immediately by more people, and it's pushing you closer and closer to the stage. And they're laughing, and you're fighting, you're elbowing, you're trying to get out of the way, and you separate your arm from your body, and your arms are grabbed, and you're being pushed.
I'm just gonna. No, just let me go right now, and no, I don't want this, I don't want to be up there, no.
And it doesn't work. You're eventually on the stage.
As soon as I get to that stage, I'm just gonna yell, fine, show yourself, Cervantes, show yourself now. Right in front of me.
And you feel wisps of shadow around you. And you know that your sire, the man who will eventually, in just a few seconds, bite into you and take everything from you, is right behind you. Santiago Cristobal de Cervantes.
And as soon as, I'm just, no. In front of me, look at me.
There is no response.
Don't be a coward.
Still nothing.
One day I'm going to find you and I'm going to kill you.
No response still.
I'm just gonna stand there and just alright then. Get it over with so that we can meet our fates.
And you feel a hand on your arm, and it is cold.
Don't touch me.
And there's metal rings that are covering several of the joints of his hand, pulling your hair back on the other side.
If you come close, can I tell that he's coming in right here?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna fucking headbutt him. One last ditch effort.
You thrust your head back, thinking that if only you can prevent this from happening, you won't become Elena and you wake up in darkness, and you're no longer breathing, and you know you're a vampire. And there's a feeling like, you know, when you left Cassandra, when you went to sleep, I can only assume in the same bed, that there was at least a light on. There was some light coming in from the city, something. But there's a pain in your body, like something has slashed you with large claws. And it's dark, and you're barely conscious. You can feel the pain, and that's where we're gonna hop over to Cassandra.
So I'm calling Elena.
So, Cassandra, you wake up, and you're shocked. This was a horrible dream. Vampires aren't real. You wake up, you're breathing. There's a bit of sweat, like you were being chased down an alley. You wake up in a start. And there's someone beside you in bed. It's a male. They seem fairly physically fit. You reach over, touch them. They're warm.
Oh, thank God.
You look over at the nightstand, maybe to turn on the light. And you can see there's a picture. Do you turn on the light?
Yeah.
And it's bright. You're not... Human Cassandra isn't used to having light turn on when it's dark. And you look at the picture, and it's you. You're maybe early 50s, late 40s. And there are two teenagers with you. These are your children. And there's someone with their hand around you and with their hand on one of the teenagers in front of you. You can't make out their face, but you know that's your husband. And you look around the room, and this is kind of a time of contentment. You have done pretty much it all. You can see the gold records that are on the walls. You can see the little jewelry case that was given to you on your 5th wedding anniversary. When you had that trip, you remember, you went on the trip. It was just before you had your first child. And you're content. What do you do?
I'm gonna get up and walk around this house and love this life. I want to go look in on my children and just be here with family.
You walk down the hallway as you're tightening the front of the robe, just putting on your slippers. And there's several more gold records along this hallway, and there's pictures of you with different celebrities. There's Dean Martin, there's Sammy Davis Jr. You're all hanging out, having a laugh. There's Dolly Parton from that charity event you both did. And you get down to the end of the hallway. And you see that the one door is a little bit ajar. So you push it open ever so slightly. And this is your youngest. They're only about 10. They're sleeping soundly. They do the kind of thing when somebody's asleep. They kind of murmur, roll over. They're basically tied up in a blanket burrito. Something they always do. And then you go across the hall to your eldest. They're kind of in their rebellious teenager phase. They're wearing kind of punkish clothes. They're, the last time you talked to them, it didn't quite go as you had planned, but they're your child. And then you decide to take a walk downstairs. And there's your house. It's large, extremely large. You have done it all. You've got gold records, millions of dollars. You were Cassandra. You would walk in, people would pull out chairs, people would part velvet ropes, people would make way. And you're happy.
It's the life she always wanted. The life I always wanted. It's everything that it was supposed to be.
And then we're going to go back to Elena. Going to let Cassandra stew on that one for a little bit.
We don't have to come back to me. I'm good.
Like I said, Cass gets dreams of happiness in the life she wanted. Elena gets to relive her fucking death.
Hey, you got candy, so...
I did get candy and booze. I got candy, booze, and food.
I guarantee you Cassandra didn't get that.
All the happy things in her life.
So, Elena, it's dark. It's dark in here. You're in pain. You've been slashed by something unnatural. And then you realize it's that time. This happened to you. This was when it was supposed to happen. This was when Harley was supposed to finish the job. You're hurt. You are trying. You don't think you've ever been hurt this bad before. You're trying to force the blood through your body to heal yourself. But you can't. Something, you're not sure why it's being prevented. It's not healing. It should be healing. and a door opens. One of those like large metal sliding doors. And you can't see who it is. There's light behind them. They're basically just a silhouette. And you know that this is the point in time that this is when Harley saved you. This is when Harley fed you. Everything that has happened since then is because of this moment. How does that make Elena feel?
She is panicked. Panicked and essentially in like literally the split seconds that are happening, trying to weigh all of the outcomes and trying to sort out like if could do it again, what would I do? Essentially, like if I hadn't gone, like if Harley hadn't have been the one to save her, then like
how would Elena's life have turned out from there?
Or any of them for that matter. They wouldn't have to deal with Cervantes for one. Maybe not had to have dealt with Vancouver burning either.
You could have saved so many lives had you gone in another direction right here.
Yeah.
And in that split second of all the considerations that Elena is running through her head, what if I hadn't gone with Harley? What if I didn't accept the blood? What if I just ran and got as far away as I could and protected my friends? You hear a grinding noise as the door closes and you are in darkness. And we're going to jump back to Kaz.
So where's the person at? Is he in there too? Shit.
The person is gone. They closed the door and left you in there.
Yay. Good luck, Cass.
Whatever, my life is good so far. Can only be good from here.
Kaz, it is several days, even weeks later. You're making lunches for the kids, making sure that they have a couple dollars for their lunch at school. You're making bologna sandwiches. You are making sure that there's Twinkies in their lunch boxes. Your husband comes up behind you. This is one of those kitchens that's like you can picture from like a 1950s. Like everything is one kind of solid color, either red or kind of a teal green. It's just there's a mixer on there that you've used a couple of times in making muffins for bake sales. This is Cassandra after all of her fame has brought comfort and love. And your husband comes up behind you. Well, dear, making lunches for the kids, and gives you a peck on the cheek. And you still can't see his face for some reason, but that doesn't seem to matter. This is your husband.
Of course. Nobody else is gonna do it, are they?
And he gives you, the 1950s Leave It to Beaver type pinch on the bum. And he goes and he sits down. He's got the pipe. He's reading the newspaper. He's, got the one leg slung over with the newspaper rested on it in your amazing kitchen. So, what's the plan today, dear?
I don't know. I thought maybe we could go for a drive, go down to the beach. Just, you know.
Should we wait until the kids come back from school? Or do you want this to be like a you and me trip?
Oh, let's go just the two of us.
Just like in the old days. And then you get a flash of the alley. Of the thing coming up behind you. Of the numbers on the face of the person that was going to take away this life. And then you're back. Are you okay, dear?
Yeah.
Looks like you may be a little under the weather. Maybe I should run down to the pharmacy and get you some aspirin.
Maybe. I seem to have fog all up here today.
Oh, that's quite all right. I should run down now then. Have you seen my keys?
And Cassandra, of course, knows where his keys are. They're where he always leaves them.
Where he always leaves them.
Beside the key home. Not on it. Beside it.
Right. I'd forget my head if it wasn't attached. And then you have a flash of him without a head. Are you okay, dear? And he puts his hand on your shoulder.
Yeah, I guess I'm in a mood today. Must have not slept well.
That happens occasionally. I'll go and get you that aspirin.
Thank you.
And he picks up his keys and walks out the front door, putting on his hat, draping his jacket over his arm. Be back soon, dear. I love you.
Love you.
And the kids come downstairs. Mom, is our lunch ready yet?
Almost. I'm running a little behind today.
And they sit down on the island that you've been preparing their lunch at. And you look at them. These are your children. The younger one is a spitting image of you at that age.
Homework done?
Yeah, Mom. I had a bit of problem with the math. I'm gonna, I don't know. It's like percentages.
Well, you'll have to ask your father about that. You know how me and numbers are.
Yeah, maybe I should talk to, I don't know. Maybe I should talk to the teacher or something. I don't want to get held back. I'm not doing great at it.
We could get you a tutor.
And at the mention of the word tutor, you picture that these children are growing up. You're in the future with them. You're watching them walk down as the music plays of their graduation. You're watching them get married. You're sitting in the front row. Huge church. Light. There's different flower petals falling down around them. The organ's playing. You see yourself sitting at a patio behind your gigantic house near the pool, and you're playing with a small child. This is your grandchild. You then kind of flash forward a bit further, and you see yourself glancing in a mirror. You're older, but you're still you. You're still Cassandra. And you walk into the kitchen and you see your child making their children's food for their lunches. And you're just perfectly, absolutely content through the entire thing. Your husband still comes up, still gives you the peck on the cheek, still pinches your ass. Still kind of does the exact same thing, but it is routine. It is something you've desperately wanted the entire time. And then you see everyone's crowded around you. It takes you a few blinks to realize. But there's something on your finger that's clasping it. There's beeping. There's machines nearby. There's kind of a raised part on this bed that you're laying in. This is your time. You're surrounded by generations of your family. Still can't see his face. You don't know why, but it doesn't matter. You can see that there's gray hair on this person. It's your husband. He is closest to you. He reaches his old hand around yours. He gives you a peck on the cheek, and you can see a tear coming down his face. And he, with his hand shaking, pinches your butt one last time. And you fade out. There's nothing. You are content. You are happy. You know that you've given them the best life that you can give. And then you wake up beside Elena, a vampire. All of that taken away from you. All of your hopes, your dreams, your desires, any possibility of having a normal life is gone. What's replaced is fucking Connor in your head, constantly gnawing at you, wanting you to absorb the souls of other people, to kill, to destroy. You're a monster. And we're going to go back to Elena.
Told you mine would get bad sooner or later.
I'm just glad we finally got to see you die.
Elena, the person closed the door and everything went dark. You don't feel that pain anymore. Instead, you had a feeling when you were being pushed towards the stage of that you didn't want to do it, that you were being hunted, you were being offered up as a sacrifice. That's not what you are now. You're not that anymore. You're not Angelica. You're Elena Cortez. You're a fucking La Sombra. You're a badass. You're the hunter. And then you see him with his scraggly hair, some numbers on his face. This guy, you're gonna eat that son of a bitch. You know it. You know this is that time that you almost eat him. But you know you're not going to. You have control of your beast. You're Elena Cortez of the clan La Sombra. But you're almost losing control. You bite into him. It's that time. Your beast is screaming, yes, do it, Elena. But you know you can resist. You know you can get control of yourself for just a second. You can prevent yourself from doing this. But you don't. You continue drinking. You drain Charlie dry. He falls to ash at your feet. And you stand there looking down at the ash that's covering your hands and your body. You know this. You think this isn't the way this happened. You're not sure. This could be even in the future.
No, this isn't right. This is not right. This is wrong. Everything is wrong. It didn't happen.
And you think, what could have happened differently had that actually happened? How would your life be changed? How would everyone's lives be changed? Charlie's dead. You killed him. You, Elena. He's dead at your feet, nothing but ash. And you know it's your fault.
No. I did not. This is not real. This is not... It did not happen this way. This is not what happened. He punched me. And got away. I did not kill him. I did not... He is not dead.
And you are flashing back in this memory right now. And you can see his arm had come up. And you grabbed it and pushed it away. And you kept feeding.
No. What is happening? I'm gonna pinch myself again.
Your skin is cold. That hurt.
I have the ring, I take it.
You have the ring.
No. No. I want to leave now. I want to get out of here. No. Make it stop. No, I know what happened here. This is not what happened here. I did not stop him. He punched me. He got away. And then he got a dog. So that it wouldn't happen again. No. Charlie's on a boat somewhere. No.
Is he?
Charlie is on a boat somewhere with Charlotte and Harley. And Cassandra, I've got to find Cassandra. I'm supposed to protect Cassandra. She's with me. I'm supposed to protect. I've got to find Cassandra. Where's Cassandra? Enough of this!
And as you mentioned Cassandra, you see that there's a club that's nearby. And on the marquee, one night only, Cassandra.
Cassandra. I must get Cassandra. We should stick together, whatever is going on here. We can handle it together. We've always been able to handle things together. We can do this together. It will be fine. We'll be okay. That it did not happen. No, something is going on. Something is messing with her head. Something is messing with my head. And I'm gonna start turning and leave the pile of not Charlie's ashes and go towards the club where Cassandra is.
You go into the club. There's the odd bouncer trying to give you grief, but you fish in your pockets and throw whatever money you have at him because you're convinced that this isn't real. And you go in, and there she is. She's on stage. It's Cassandra. There's a band playing behind her. She's singing into one of those old style microphones. Everyone is transfixed. Everyone's looking at the stage. No one has noticed the Elena that has come in, the La Sombra that's in the back, skulking in the shadows, trying to convince herself that she didn't just kill Charlie.
I'm gonna move up to where I think she can see me, and I'm just going to give her.
And Cassandra sees this weirdo that's trying to get her attention near the stage. How would Cassandra react to that?
Am I human Cassandra or vampire Cassandra?
You are a human Cassandra.
Human Cassandra? Oh, goodness. Well, it's not entirely unusual for frantic fans to come in like this. I'm sure we have a procedure for this. I just kind of smile at her and... Go. And as I'm kind of smiling at her, I'm going to wave at one of the bouncers and...
The bouncer nods and some bouncer makes their way over to Elena and sorry, ma'am, you have to leave.
Do I? I'm just gonna touch the stage.
Oh no.
And make all the equipment, everything out.
The microphone kind of goes dead. But you've been in this situation before, Cassandra. This is nothing. You can belt it out. You don't need a microphone.
Oh. And Cassandra continues singing.
Okay.
Ma'am, you have to leave.
Fine, perfectly fine. I'm just going to go, and as I'm going on my way out, where's the fuse box?
The fuse box would be downstairs backstage.
I'm going to
you, Elena.
I'm going to make my way. I'm going. I just need to go to the restroom.
This way, ma'am.
I need to go to the restroom first. I need to go to the bathroom first. I'm going to pee everywhere.
Another one of these.
I need to pee. I need to just let me. Just
Fine.
1 second. Just wait here. I'll be right back. I promise. I will be right out of here. And I'm gonna go. And
I'm gonna wait outside though.
I'm gonna make my way down. As soon as I'm going to the fucking fuse box.
You're easily able to make it to the fuse box.
I'm just gonna touch it.
All of the lights go out in this particular establishment.
Eyes of the beast.
What the hell?
so that I can see.
You don't have eyes of the beast yet.
What the fuck?
This is when you killed Charlie.
No. No.
His ashes are still in your hands. They're all over the fuse box. They were on the stage.
Fine. It's fine. I know my way around the dark. I'm gonna go and make my way back up and look for the big, like, there's shiny red that I'm sure I can still spot in the fucking dark.
There's some like ushers that have like the huge kind of silver flashlights. They're flashing them around. There's light in here. You can make it up to the stage, and Cassandra is talking to one of her bandmates. Her bandmate is like, "What the fuck, man? Like, this is."
I don't know.
Don't they pay their Bower bills?
Going to go up and I'm gonna wrap my arm around her. She's like, we have to go now. There's something seriously badly happening. Just trying to fuck with my head. Fuck off.
Who are you?
What are you talking about? You know who I am. You are my best friend. We are best friends. We are family.
You know this crackhead?
No.
Look, whatever it is, it is trying to fuck with my head. It's trying to make me think that I killed Charlie, and I know that I didn't kill Charlie because it punched me before I killed him a long time ago. That is not what has happened. We are going to be okay. No, we have to
and
get
I'll
out of
take
here.
her hand between mine. No, honey, I understand.
It has to be Malcolm Jr. or Cervantes is fucking with us, or it might even be fucking Kane doing some crazy shit again. We have to get out of here. We have got to go. Cassandra, please, let's go.
No, sweetie, no.
The band member.
We can get you the help.
Can I feel her pulse?
You can.
Is she warm?
The band member hands like a 8x10 to Cassandra with a piece of and then hands it to Elena. Like you get
I'm
a
just gonna
signature.
reach up and touch her face, like just, and she's warm.
No, don't no.
Look,
Don't touch the
warm.
merchandise.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll get you whatever help you need, honey.
Her hand is extremely cold, Cassandra.
Oh, well, obviously, she's some kind of drug addicted homeless person.
Yeah.
Cassandra's warm.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're okay.
What is going on?
Is there someone I can call for you? A doctor, a family member, something, honey?
Do you know
okay?
Charlie? Do you know Charlie Lawrence O'Connor? Whatever his last name is, I don't remember now.
Isn't he the guy who plays like piano for like?
Have you been to?
No, I think he does the betting stuff. I don't know. I've never really met him, sweetie. Is he your
Gonna love
boyfriend?
Charlie Lawrence?
I mean,
Lou? No.
Charlotte?
Maybe?
No.
I don't know who you're referring to.
Well, I knew a
Ardennes. Charlotte Ardennes.
No, honey, I'm sorry. Is that
Harley?
Who?
Cervantes.
Yeah, we don't play Irish tunes here.
No,
Malcolm?
look, you seem like you're in a lot of distress. Is there something I can do?
You're just rattling off names. Like, do you want to write them down, maybe, and then we can?
Oh my God! Shut up! She's scared.
Can we please talk? Just a little. Can we please talk? We're just.
Oh, okay, sure, okay. And then will you let me call someone for you? Look, we've all been here. We've all had a bad night.
I just need to
I've never
talk to
had
you.
that bad of a night.
Shut it! And I'm gonna I'm gonna bare my fangs. Just shut up.
Okay then.
Enough words from you, Cassandra. Can we please just?
Why don't we go to my dressing room? Yeah, would that be okay?
Please just.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to my dressing room. And I'm gonna take the crazy lady. But as I'm walking away, I'm definitely like making eye contact with the piano, like call someone. Come on, sweetie.
As soon as we get back to her room, I'm just gonna be like, I don't know what's going on. Huh?
That's okay. Did you take something? Did someone give you something?
No. This is not how this all happened. This is not right. You are warm. You have a pulse.
I'd like to think so.
Warm. You have a pulse. You don't know Charlie. You don't know Connor. Are you sure you don't recognize me? I'm supposed to be protecting you.
Oh, protect me from what, babe?
I'm gonna bite her.
Oh, from you, bitch!
Is it human blood or is it kindred blood that I'm tasting?
Give me a strength and brawl to muckle on.
Oh, can I roll against her?
As a mortal.
I'm happy to roll against you as a mortal.
As a human.
So let's minus one. What's Cass's strength?
2.
What's minus 1 from that?
Is it just a straight strength to avoid it?
Strength and athletics.
6 critical.
Well, shut up. Let me roll my 1 die. It's a fail.
Elena lunges out and bites into Cassandra. This is not kindred blood. This is human blood.
It feels great for you, though, honey.
Oh, yeah.
It's still shocking.
And I'm gonna just pull back and just be like, as soon as like I taste it,
roll, Elena.
but it's not my taste.
It doesn't matter.
It's Cassandra, motherfucker. It's all your taste.
Okay, remind me. It's been a minute since I've played willpower. The unspent, right? Or
Unspent,
is it the?
yes.
Okay. I never spend willpower, so that's a lot. It's a whole lot. Shit, can I just take half?
You cannot. Not this time.
Fine.
Okay. Five critical.
All right.
Yeah. Excuse me.
You are... It seems a lot harder to resist than usual. But this isn't kindred blood.
What are you?
You're not supposed to taste like that.
Oh, you're not supposed to bite people.
The taste of blood is rich in the back of your throat, Elena. It's... You're craving it still. It's like when you drained Charlie, you didn't get enough.
Look, if you want money or something, don't hurt
Can I
me.
ask you a question?
Of course.
Do you want forever?
I mean, everyone wants to live forever.
But do you want to? If you actually had the choice, if somebody could grant you the ability to never die, but it would come at a cost.
What kind of cost?
You would have to bite people and survive on their blood for the duration of your existence. But you would stay just like this. Forever.
Young forever.
Young forever. With your voice. With everything. But you would have to eat people to survive, to sustain it.
I'd have to kill people.
You don't have to kill them. Just take what you need. But it would get harder to pull away after a while.
Do you kill people?
I try not to kill people so much. I try to take from others that are like this, that survive on blood. Others that live forever. I take from
Would
them.
I be like that too?
I don't know. I don't know how I am like that. It just happened. It's just what I preferred. And I continued. You probably could do that if you wanted to, but I could show you.
My mom once told me that we're not promised tomorrow. All we have is today. And I'll take today forever.
There's no going back.
I'm not afraid.
I'm gonna embrace this Cassandra.
And again, Charlie has an aneurysm somewhere.
But hey, I gave the choice, though. I gave the choice.
You did, and this dumb bitch took it.
And in this reality, even as Ash, there's like a poof where Charlie's brain used to be.
Yes.
So, as you reach forward and sink your teeth into Cassandra's neck, draining her lifeblood, she falls limp in your arms. Cassandra is very, very dead. And you bite into your wrist and push your wrist with the blood, the vitae, into Cassandra's mouth. And there's a few seconds where there's doubt. Did this work? Did I just kill her?
No, I know how to do this.
And then teeth break your wrist, the skin of your wrist, and she has developed her fangs and she bites in. And that's when you both wake up beside each other in bed in the penthouse in Los Angeles. It is now 6 p.m. The sun is set over the Pacific Ocean, and you both have had your first dreams in decades. And that's a good point to cut off this particular episode. That went places I didn't plan.
Out of curiosity, do we both remember that last dream?
Yes.
Brilliant.
I gave you the
I'm gonna go
choice.
with yes.
And I took it like an idiot.
I gave you the choice.
You were
All that
this close.
shade I threw on Connor and on Charlie, and I was like, yeah, let's do it.
They didn't give you the choice, though. I told you what was going to happen.
So, thank you all for watching. We are going to raid over to, I believe this will be the third episode of Toronto by Night over on Vancouver by Night. So we are going to hop over there after this. But first, we're going to get a word from our vampires telling everybody where you're going to be at, what you're doing, etc., etc. So let's go in reverse order. Sam.
Hey, Samantha McLordy. I've been Elena Cortez, the very confused La Sombra on this episode. So at some point I'm gonna be in the cult game, or I was in the cult game. It's gonna air at some point.
It would be airing right now on Tuesday.
Okay, good deal. There we go. Then there is a bit of Ultra Violence, which is Lex's fantastic Sabbat game that I was able to be in. And I played Right the Malkavian because I'm always right. Yeah, that was my dad joke opportunity, so I took it.
Except when you left.
I don't remember. London's Bleeding will air at some point. I don't know when.
That's what I've heard.
There's a lot of stuff here, there, and everywhere, and I don't know when I'm going to be doing what and when it's going to air. So the best bet that you have is to follow my link tree. Go to the link tree, follow me on socials. I will always post what I'm doing and when, and that's the best way to tell what I'm going to be doing. Again, bad at outros. Please save me, Lex. I'm not good at this.
Speaking of Lex.
I'm Lex. I played Cassandra, the Toreador, except when I was a Malkavian, except when I was embraced by a La Sombra. I just gotta get Charlotte and Harley on this, and I have, run our gamut. You can find me, of course, running Ultraviolence, which airs on Mondays at 5 PST on Gehenna Gaming. You can see me soon in a game of Sleepaway Camp, also on Gehenna Gaming. I don't know when that's going to be airing, day or actually starting. I am, of course, also in the cult game. I do other things. I do all kinds of stuff. You can always find me on the socials and my OnlyFans and all of that as a redhead vixen. You can also find my book, The Huntress Saga, on Amazon, both .com and .ca, and probably other dots that I can't think of. And that is it for me this episode.
And this guy's Storyteller Steve. We are doing the cult thing on Tuesdays, 6:30 p.m. PST, right after the Changeling game that we do at 3:30 p.m. PST. We are just about to raid over to Toronto by Night, which is our kind of filler 4-episode series that we're doing before we head back into the Vancouver by Night Delve into Darkness, which will be returning after, a week after Toronto is over. So join us for that. We also have D&Ds on Fridays, which is at 5:30 p.m. PST. So join us for all of that, and we are going to hop over to the raid right now. Thank you for all the bits or subscriptions that you've sent our way. It is always appreciated. Hang on for the raid train, and we're going to head over to Vancouver by Night. So thank you again for watching, and have a good night, everybody.
Buy Lex's book.
Bye Lex's book.
Bye.